praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Al Shai, Bashem, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 rest of your elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, They Believe Gentiles Can Make It Because They Lack the Oil. Now, I'm going to go to Matthew 25, because this is coming to pass right now. Matthew 25 is coming to pass right now with this one subject right here. If you can't see that Gentiles, natural Gentiles, are not going to make it, that they're going to be slaves in the kingdom, then you clearly just don't have the oil, or you know it and you took a bag. That's why we're saying that these two guys took a bag. They got approached. So anyway, and you people follow them because you're weak-minded. You have no oil in the first place. You're not like the Church of Berea. There I go speaking about Berea, the Church of Berea, and I may even go into that. If you're not in the church, if you're not in the spirit of the Church of Berea, and you're in the spirit of the Church of Thessalonica, you're not gonna study. You're not gonna question what the way he dresses, the way he talks. The Lord got to be dealing with that man. Why do you think Nate came in on a horse? That was to fortify his I don't know, fairy tale that he's some great. You know, when you come in on a white horse, the Most High got to be dealing with that nigga. Weak-minded, zombie-ass, non-oil having jakes. Anyway, I put in the word oil. Now check this out. Now it comes up 202 times in 187 verses. And I believe that's just the let me see something. It's got to be in the New Testament as well. Let me do this. Okay, Old and New Testament. This scripture caught my eye, Exodus 25, verse 6. Oil for the light. The light. This is actual oil to put in a lamp, so you can see through the dark. Parables, prophetic scriptures are dark rooms, let's say. And in order for you to enter that room, like Revelation chapter 13, 16, 17. That's a dark room. That's a black room. And when you enter it, you don't see anything, because you don't have the oil. You don't have the lamp. You didn't trim the lamp to see. So once you have the light, once the lights are turned on, then you can see exactly what's in the room. And if you in a black room, and there's obstacles there, you're going to trip over them. You're going to fall. You're going to bump into things. Deuteronomy 28. Let me go to that real quick. Well, I'll go to that in a minute. Anyway, it says oil for the light. You had a lamp. In order for the lamp to give light so you can see in the dark, you need oil. It says spices for anointing and for sweet incense. But this caught my eye. Oil for the light. Just as you need oil for your lamp to see through the dark, you need spiritual oil. If you don't have the spiritual oil, then you don't have the light. You can't see through the dark. This is why, guys, this is why it's a controversy with this. This is a whole controversy now It ain't a controversy with us. There's a lot of confusion. The camps should all get together to bring more confusion. Can you imagine? Could you imagine me getting with all these different camps? Are you crazy? Fights will break out. You know, we doing something. Well, brother, you know Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is a Sabbath. You ain't supposed to be doing that. I said, no, we're Friday sundown. Okay, we're going to have a... Can you... Like that crap that happened back at the house of David with the Cornelius thing. And we always bring that up. Every last one of them niggas went back into the world. The only one that was left was Nate. And he was a part of that confusion any damn way. And now the nigga teaches it. You're going to find out that Nate is a flim-flam man. Let me just look at some of these other ones. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring the pure oil, olive beaten, for the light. That's actual oil. But oil also means the knowledge. If the oil's in you, pursuant to Matthew 25, and you got Hakar on the side saying, "Oh, Gentiles can make it," what should come to your mind is these guys sold out, or they bugged out. They sold out. It says, "And thou shalt command the children," and this is a law, by the way, "and thou shalt command the children or sons of Israel that they," why'd you say sons? It says children there. The Hebrew word there is bun yasha'ala, which the blue letter goes off. It should be bun yum yasha'ala. Yasha'ala is a plural. Israel. It's talking about Israel or Israelites. And children, the word there should be bun yum, which are sons. It says, "And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring the pure oil, olive beaten for the light." That's for physical light. When the oil runs out, the lamp turns off. It no longer gives light. The whole account of Matthew 25 is the 10 virgins, they all had oil, but the 5 that were wise had extra oil. So the light was there for a while for the 5 that were foolish, but then the light went out. So they said, "Give us some of your light." I can't give you none of my light, because then our lights will go out along with yours. We'll all be blind. So people that see this, they're blind. You got a lot of guys that come into Israel and they're in this thing for years, and they just kind of regurgitate what they were taught by the so-called 7, like Zabak, priest Zabak, which I don't believe he sold out, nothing like that. The spirit just didn't open. His eyes are closed. That's all. So he said, "Well, the seven said, I'm going with it." Well, the 7 went off, man. Great men are not always wise. I've corrected High Priest Ariah. So if I corrected a High Priest Ariah a handful of times, that means I'm over Ariah in the spirit. I'm just saying that for argument's sake. You know, I don't know my position in the kingdom. So let's look at some more. "But this is talking about actual oil, Ark." Yes, but there's a spiritual oil. Matthew 25, when it speaks about the oil, it's a parable. It's obviously talking about this insight, intel. Let's see what Exodus 27:20 says. "And thou shalt command the sons of Israel, Bunyam Yasha'ala, that they bring the pure olive oil beaten for the light." This is why guys teach contrary to what we teach concerning the mark of the beast. Why? Because they don't have the light. Well, the 7 never said that, so I'm going by what this is. The 7 are gone. There's no more 7. No more. There's no more magnificent 7. They're all gone. They're all, some of them in the spiritual world, some of them just bugged out, some of them just in limbo. High Priest Ariah's in limbo. He don't know what's going on. And that's because the most high, boy, they gonna get me, boy. He talking all kind of shit. He saying he's over the 7. Yes, I am over the 7. I'm way over the 7. What did King David said? I become, in not too many words, I become wiser than my teachers. If Ariah and Shaw, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Shaw come around, we're going to have to instruct them. We're going to have to build them back up. Ain't no way in the world the Spirit's dealing with them when Comfy said what he said. I said, first of all, I wouldn't be in that motherfucker I've been out of there way before. It says, and thou shalt command your sons of Israel, Banyam Yasha'Allah, that they bring thee pure oil. What is pure? What pure is void of impurities. So you guys got oil, but the oil that you got, it has impurities in it. That they bring the pure oil olive beaten, buffered, meaning you went through it. You went through it to see that it's the pure. The oil, the knowledge is pure. Examine yourself, whether you be of the faith. I'm merely paraphrasing. Prove your own self, lest ye be reprobate. When you look up the word reprobate, that's from Second Corinthians 13:5. Reprobate means a man void of knowledge, the law, judgment, and understanding. A complete bug out. Beaten for the light. The light is for you to see. This is talking about actual olive oil going into a lamp, so the lamp could give light, so you can see in the dark. So on a spiritual level, the Christians can't break down these prophetic. Anytime you deal with a Christian scholar, and you want to get them, you go into the prophetic parts of the scriptures. You go to, I don't know, you can go to Revelation 18, that's a good one. They'll never get it. That's a dark room for them. To cause the lamb to burn. Ooh-wee. To cause the lamp to burn always. So some of you had the oil and the lamp was burning, but it went out. Let me read that again. And thou shalt command Banyam Yasha'Allah, that they bring the pure oil, not tainted oil. If you're teaching that Cornelius, if you're teaching the Cornelius the Edomite, your oil's tainted. If you're teaching that the mark of the beast is sin in all of its forms, sleeping with white women, King Solomon had the mark. How the hell can King Solomon had the mark of the beast when the beast wasn't even around? You know when the beast came around? We're talking 800 years in the future. Solomon, from the time of Solomon to the Roman Empire, which is the beast, that's 800 years. So how the hell did Solomon have the mark of the beast when, first of all, the beast wasn't even around? It took another 800 years before the beast come on the scene. And then that's not even talking about that beast. It's not talking about the first beast. It's talking about the second beast. Olive beaten for the light. So what do you have to do? You just can't take pure oil. You got to beat it. Because oil's thick, so you got to beat it. To cause the lamp to burn always. So the lamp was burning from you guys for a certain amount of time, and then it stopped burning. ran out of oil. Look at this. There's twofold meaning here. Exodus 29 verse 2. And unleavened bread, we eat spiritual unleavened bread, right? And cakes unleavened, tampered with oil, and wafers unleavened, anointed with oil. How do we take this word? We eat the word, right? And we eat it with oil. Of wheaten flour shalt thou make them. Let me do this. Let me open this up. Scriptures speak about honey, right? About in Proverbs, when thou eateth honey. I'm merely paraphrasing. Don't eat too much, or you will vomit it back up. Hey, like you got her car on the side. They eat them honey so fast because they're young novices. You know what the scriptures say about a novice? They want to read all these these seminary type books. Let me see something. It says, and this is the thing that thou shalt do unto them, to hallow them, make them holy, to minister unto me in the priest's office. Take one young bullock and 2 rams without blemish. Then it goes into this is a holy bread. Like the Catholics have the Eucharist. This is like the Eucharist. That's where they got that from. The Eucharist. But you got to have oil when you eat this bread. Unleavened tampered with oil, and wafers unleavened anointed to make holy, chosen with oil of wheat flour shalt thou make them, and thou shalt put them into one basket and bring them into the bullock and Aaron. Now this goes into, like, you got the showbread, which the priest had to make. Nobody could eat it except the priest. Guess what? David ate it. And the Spirit was with him. See, all the garment, it represents, a lot of you guys get these fancy garments, but the garment represents the truth. Least they be found naked. You guys are going to be found naked when the mark of the beast is manifested. So this is talking about a physical oil, but we're talking about a spiritual oil. You guys that teach contrary to what GMS is teaching, which we have 100%, we got a full thing of oil. And it's beaten, and it's pure, and it's without impurities. Point blank, period, bottom line. End the sentence. So now, let me, where am I going to go? Let me go here. Okay, beautiful. Psalm 23, verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. That's talking about the knowledge. My cup runneth over. That means you have knowledge for days, for years. We completely ate the whole roll, the whole book. We know the book. We the top people, the top men, the top Hebrew Israelites on the planet Earth are the men of GMS, starting from the apostles on down. And the elders that came in from the going back to the YouTube era, if you ask me a question, you ask somebody that been in this thing for 10 years, they're going to give you the same answer. They know all these men that became elders and camps that go out there, they all ate the roll with oil. It's very rare that I'll tell to somebody that if they're going off, well, you going off or whatever. Here we go. Psalms 45, verse 7. Thou lovest righteousness. If you love righteousness, you ain't going to take a bribe. And hateth wickedness. Those two guys, Deacon Akar and Brother Hassad, they're too wicked. They love wickedness. They know if they took the bag, which I strongly believe they did, they know they're gonna die over here. They probably figure, well, I'll die, but I'll come back, through my mother and one of the brothers, baby Tahar. I'll come back through him or whatever. Therefore, the Most High, thy power, thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above. Ooh, another cut. Hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. What is that? That's level to this thing. Levels to this thing. We are over all of you. We are over all. We are over Captain Jazariak. We are over Hassad, Hakar. We're over all of you, man. But why don't you debate them? Because we're over you. First of all, you debate your peers. You're not. You guys are underlings in the spirit. Anybody that's following them guys, you're gonna go down with them too. I'm not going to read this, but this is a goodie. Here we go. So look at this. Did not David see Solomon his son? Did not he see the Messiah? Did not he praise the Messiah and Solomon his son? That's another thing you can mess up a Christian on. Go, what is that? 2 Samuel's 7:14. Starting at the 14th verse, and then you go to Psalms 110 and 1, in which Yahushua threw that question on the wicked scribes and Pharisees, and they couldn't answer it, and they never messed with him. He said, why did David call him his Lord when it's his son? They didn't have an answer. It says, I have found David my servant with my holy oil have I anointed him. The oil is the knowledge. And these niggas don't even consider, maybe I'm going off. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. Unicorn means the World Wide Web. Nate said, unicorn is talking about a rhinoceros. And he's talking about the World Wide Web. Because it says the unicorn is going to push. I'll go to that in a minute. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Old bottles can't receive new wine, right? Let me do this. This is 92, Psalm 92 and 10. Let me go to the word unicorn. Let's do it this way. GMS is the only one that teaches that the unicorn is the World Wide Web. I want to go to one scripture if it comes up. How many times does this word come up? All right, good. Okay, we should find it quickly. Most High brought them out of Egypt. He have, as it were, the strength of a unicorn, meaning unicorns represent power. The Most High forth of Egypt, he have, as it were, the strength of the unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies. So a unicorn going to eat up nations, and shall break their bones and pieces and pierce them through his arrows, right? I'm trying to find that one scripture. Will the unicorn be able to serve thee or abide by thy crib? The unicorn is a web. Will the unicorn be able to serve thee? Yes, I'm able to get this out because of the unicorn, which is the World Wide Web. Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band and the furrows, or will he harrow the valleys after thee? He maketh them also to skip like young like bullock. But my horn shall be exalted, the horn of the unicorn. I'm trying to. Let me do it this way. I'm sorry. Bear with me for a minute. The unicorn will push the people together. Bible. Let's see what comes up. Wait for it. Okay, Deuteronomy 30, I should have known. Deuteronomy 33 and 17. Deuteronomy 33 and 17. His glory is like the firstlings of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. Right, the S. With them, unicorns, with them he shall push the people together to the what? To the ends of the earth. You have Israelite camps that are all around the planet, scattered around the planet. Why is that? Because of the World Wide Web, which is unicorn, which the word unicorn means one horn, the feed horn. So together to the ends of the earth, and they are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And it's talking about all the tribes. So what does this unicorn mean? It means the World Wide Web. Horns as like the horns of a unicorn. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. So what's pushing the people, the tribes together and the elect together? The World Wide Web. Anyway, let's come on back. Yo, Tahar, Elder Tahar bugging out. He's saying the unicorn gonna save Israelites. He bugging out. No, you bugging out. You don't got the oil. My brother. But my horn shall thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. So y'all got that stale oil. The oil that you got is stale. Okay, he that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Wine and oil is talking about little, you eat the bread with the oil or the butter, and you drink wine, you know, you're gonna be like a drunkard. I'm gonna get up and work. Okay, boom, boom. Proverbs 21, verse 20. There is treasure to be, what type of treasure? The knowledge. There is treasure to be desired, and oil, the knowledge, in the dwelling of the wise. 5 are wise, 5 are foolish. But a foolish man spendeth it up. You don't take this thing serious. The Most High takes it from you. So anyway, you know what I'm going to do? Let me go to, give me a second. I got to do something. Give me a second. I'm going to go to Matthew 25. This is why these guys can't get it. Because they don't have the oil. They ran out of oil. So you told, oh, you need to have a debate with these guys to set up. My job is not to set them straight, because the Most High appointed them not to have this truth. So why am I going to teach somebody that the Most High don't want me to teach? Cast not thy pearls before swine, neither give that which is holy unto the dogs. Give me a second. Forgive me. Now we're going to go to Matthew 25. I'm going to read it in the King James and in the NLT. Okay. This is why you got all this confusion, and you want us to come to the rescue. Set them straight. Our job is not to set them straight. The scriptures say the Most High, I the Lord, have deceived that prophet. So let me read this in the King James, and we'll go through a couple of versions of it. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went out forth to meet the bridegroom, which is Yahushai. These are the Israelites that woke up to the fact that the Israelites, and now they're waiting for Yahushai to come. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. Another version says not enough oil, or it could be in the same chapter. Took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, Yahushua went into the spiritual realm, caught up into heaven. Revelation 12. They all slumbered and slept. What does it mean, slumbered and slept? When you're sleeping, you're unconscious as to what's going on around you when you're sleeping, because you're asleep. Somebody come to rob you, come in the house, a cat burglar, a cat burglar, and you wake up the next morning and say, what happened to this, that, and the third? Somebody came in your house and you couldn't do nothing because you was in a deep sleep. So the slumber is the fact that we went, the transatlantic slave trade, or the triangle slave, or the triangle trade. So when we came over here, when we was in Africa, we knew that we were Israelites, keeping the laws, and then Esau took it all from us. So that's part of the sleeping. So we were in slavery. While you were a slave, you didn't know that you were Israelite. Maybe some of y'all did, and the slave master found out and he whipped you for it or killed you, right? Remember, they outlawed the Bible. You couldn't read the Bible. Matter of fact, they gave you a slave Bible. They gave you Christianity. All the jakes that are in the Christianity, they come from, they're Christians based upon, most of the time, their parents, and their parents got it from their parents and their parents all the way up to slavery. So this Christianity that you, Jake, follow, the black church, that goes back to slavery. That's the white man's Christianity, which is bullshit. While the bridegroom tarried, he was up in the heavens, sat on the right hand of the throne of the Father. They all slumbered and slept. They all slumbered and slept, meaning back in the 60s, the what do you call that? The black struggle. You have Malcolm X, you have Marcus Garvey in the 30s. I think in the 30s and the 40s. You had all these different, Father Divine. You had Malcolm X, you had Elijah Muhammad, you had Islam. Jake got tired of Christianity, so they found Islam, which is the true truth. So now, Israel and broke the internet, man. Everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites and the One West and the different camps and so forth, because they watch the videos, especially you Edomites. Because you in the back of your mind, you're saying, what if that's true? I got to go show them in the scriptures. And what do they show you? The same scriptures that these two magpies are showing you that they're breaking down wrong. I'm telling you, they sold out. It says, while the bridegroom tarried, they slumbered and slept. So when you wake out of sleep, you realize somebody came and took shit out your house. Right? And at midnight, there was a cry made. Midnight is talking about what? 1 minute past midnight. The sun go down is the next day. But midnight represents the coming. In a few hours is going to be twilight, right? And at midnight there was a cry made. Behold, the bridegroom Yahushua cometh. Go ye out to meet him. What does that mean? When we go out on the highways and byways, when we do these videos, we're putting this word out, and the ones that's going to wake up are the elect because they have oil in them. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. They, put fire to the wick to have the lamp, to bring light to the room. And if you had oil, it kept going. If you didn't have oil, it would go out. Then you say, "Oh, I need oil." As a kid, we used to have lamps. I'm not saying that I'm that old, but little kerosene lamps. It says, "And the foolish said unto the wise," and the foolish said unto the wise, the ones that didn't have this knowledge, "Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out." Because obviously you had some oil in it, but you didn't have enough oil. You know when they're going to really run to us? When they make this microchip mandatory. When they make the microchip mandatory, anytime you do a video on the MOTB, they're gonna cut your video. Just like they did with the C Ragamuffin. We find out that the C Ragamuffin was all BS anyway. But the damage is done. What is it? The number is 17 million died from the jump shot. Because they believed in their heads, their masters. And the foolish said unto the wise, "Give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out." Tahar, why don't you have a debate with these guys and you can maybe show them that they're going off? No, we ain't gonna have no debate with them. We known for saying we're not gonna have a debate. And besides, we don't want them to get the truth, because they're not slated to get the truth. They're gonna get it when they come in the kingdom. It said, "But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves." Meaning, figure this shit out on your own. When they make, I already see it. There's a scenario in my mind. When they make that microchip, it might be Trump that does it. Everybody gotta get a microchip. Everybody, either your brain or your right hand or your left hand. That's when the light's gonna go on and say, GMS was always right. Then they're gonna start trying to look, and this is my scenario, right? Then they're gonna try to get to the GMS. Them views are gonna go up. Them thumbs ups are gonna go up. Them likes are gonna go up, and they're gonna try to get with the GMS. But the Most High is gonna block you from the men of GMS. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, Yahushua came, and they that were ready, went in with him to the marriage, the kingdom, and the door was shut. Same thing with Noah. 8 persons, him, his wife, his sons, and their wives. 8 persons. You had animals 2 by 2, and you had clean animals 7 by 7. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. You see the ships, you say the ship is coming to save us, and then you realize you ain't getting saved. Well, according to the 2 magpies, you might be an Israelite that won't make it, but you'll see Billy Bob make it. Why is the Edomite going up in the ship? But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. That's 13 verses. Now, you know what I want to do? Let me do this. Let me go to the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT. The parable of the 10 bridesmaids. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids, we are the bridesmaids, who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough oil, because they had some oil. Because it said in the King James, it said that their lights went out, meaning they had some oil. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough oil, olive oil, for their lamps. What I read in Exodus, the very first script I read, it said the oil is for the light to see in the dark, or something to that effect. I can go back to it, merely paraphrasing. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough oil, olive oil, for their lamps. And plus the olive oil that they had, it was tainted and it wasn't beaten. But the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. Remember, it said they put the oil in their vessels. So when they had it was filled with oil, the lamp, and it started to go out, they had in the backpack, they had another vessel of oil. Okay, the oil's going down. They put more oil in. So the oil, the foolish, they had oil, but they didn't have enough oil. It says, 4th verse again, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. Because Israel wants the Lord to come in their time. Oh, they join the camp. I'll give this thing 5 years. If nothing happened in 5 years, I'm out of here. You the guy with the foolish bridesmaid. Cornelius being an Israelite, you do not have the oil. And the Most High did not open your eyes to see that we have the oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, they were aroused by the shout. Who's doing the shouting? The ones that woke up. You are Israelites. Esau is the white man, or the Edomites. America's Babylon. We're the Israelites. The Messiah is a so-called black man. Even Edomites say that they now saying, well, he had to be darker. He wasn't no white man. It says, at midnight they were roused by the shout, look, the bridegroom is coming. Come out and meet him. All the bridesmaids got up and prepared their lamps. Then the 5 foolish ones asked the others, please give us some of your oil, because our lamps are going out. Go back to the King James, they had vessels, right? So they said, okay, no, you go. No, we can't do that, because we need this lamp, because we're gonna experience a long period of darkness, a blackout. So we need this light. So I can't give you my light, because my light will eventually go out, and your light will eventually go out that I gave you. So you're going to have to go and get the oil yourself. And that's by studying in the spirit of the Most High, being like the Church of Berea. And said, but the others, now the difference was, who did this? I don't know if it was Apostle Ramla, but somebody went into it deeper. Where it says, the Bereans, they were kind of more remote than the Israelites of Thessalonica. And the Israelites of Thessalonica, they were closer to those gladiator fights, and a lot of things were happening, so they were kind of loving the world. The Bereans were more stoic, so they studied everything. It said, but the others replied, we do not have enough for all of us. Go to a shop and buy some for yourselves. But while they were going to buy oil, when you're trying to figure this thing out, the bridegroom came. Then those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, the kingdom of heaven, being lifted up in the ships, watching the destruction of Babylon, because we all going to watch it. That's part of the prophecy. Psalm 92. It's in Psalm 91, excuse me. And the doors was locked, and the door was locked. Later, when the other 5 bridesmaids returned, they stood outside calling, Lord, Lord, open the door for us. But he called back, believe me, I do not know you. So you too must keep watch, for you do not know the day or the hour of my return. A lot of you guys are going to get caught up with the microchip. You think this is a controversial thing with the Cornelius thing and the Gentiles can make a thing? It's going to be really controversial when they put the mark thing up. Then we're going to have people saying, Tahar, elder the apostle, beloved elder Tahar, apostle Tahar, is this the actual chip? They give you got to take that digital. Do we got to take those digital IDs, the CBDC IDs? That's the chip, right? No, it ain't the chip. Everybody gonna get a CBDC card. You can get the card. I'm gonna be first in line to get one of them cards. Digital. I'm gonna be 100% digital. You know when you're going off is when they say, okay, now people are losing their cards, they're hacking their cards, this, that, and the third. We found out the best way to protect you is through the microchip. And that's when you're going to realize, oh shit, GMS was right. And then you're going to try to get with GMS, and there ain't going to be nowhere to be found. Most are going to put blockers up where you can't get to us. This is why we're the only group out there that have 100% truth. Genesis don't have 100% truth. They have 100% lies. But they got some truth. And like I said, I come to the conclusion that these guys made a deal. Because what do you mean? They both woke up midnight having a eureka moment. They received an epiphany at the same time. I can imagine them. I did another video. Brother, I hate to say this, but Gentiles going. I was just going to call you and tell you that. And the Most High gave me a PowerPoint too. Anybody that's following these clowns, it's obvious the Most High is not dealing with y'all either. And it's obvious that you don't have the oil. Because you don't have the eye salve. That's why you can't see things in the dark. Let me go to the word eye salve. Revelation 3:19, if I'm not mistaken. Revelation 3:19. Eye salve. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve. Let's look up the word eye salve. That thou mightest see. Owls can see in the dark because they have an eye salve on them, on their eyes. I'll ask that question to the Google. Why can owls see in the dark? The government body of Great Britain, they are known as a parliament. Do you know what a parliament is? A flock of owls. Why a flock of owls? Why they comparing themselves to a flock of owls? Because they can see things in the dark. Eye salve. Let's look up eye salve. Let's go to the word.
Strong's G 2854, Kalurian. Thayer's Lexicon, related entry. Kalurian.
A preparation composed of various materials and used as a remedy for tender eyelids. You got sore eyelids, you put this ointment on. Let me go to the root of the word. Glue together, cement, fasten together, to join, fasten firmly together, to join oneself, to cleave to. Oh, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, Israel. Isaiah 14. Join thyself, right. Isaiah 14. The strangers that shall join themselves and shall cleave unto the house of Israel, they're the ones that's going to have the eye salve. They're going to see it. Those strangers in Isaiah 14:1 are Israelites. Anyway, shalom, on to the next.